Hey everybody, we are here today again. Let me get myself ready on made a mistake on Instagram. It's still 11:11. My technology. We're going to start this thing live. That's what I wanted. I wanted it live on Instagram. Okay. Here we go. So, it's still 11:11. Make a wish. Even if you're not on Pacific time where I am right now for the last Wednesday. That'll be on Pacific. Well, actually, no, I'll be on Pacific time next week too. But thank you for joining today. This is another What Up Wednesday about self-love. Self-love. This is one of my favorite topics, and I love that Love Trinity Dawn just joined with the name Love in her life, and like another person with inspired life. Hi, Maggie. And her name just joined. What a beautiful way to bring something into your life. Name it. You name it and you bring that in. We talked about that in the first video this month. Make sure you go back and watch that. If you don't know who I am a transformational life and business coach, a healer, and a dancer. And the things I love to help people do are bring more money into their lives, double their income or more, bring more time into your life so you can do the things that you love, and bring more peace and calm and clarity into your mind and your relationships, more connection. So you deserve all of this. And that's why this month I'm talking about this in relationship to self-love. And today's theme, Wendy Winters, hi. Today's theme is around a huge mistake that I see people make around surrender. Because that's a big word that we can hear a lot. Okay, how do I surrender to my goal? How do I just surrender to this experience? And the thing that happens, the problem that happens, is that people mistake that for, let me just take my hands off. And of course, there's so many ways that we can interpret this, but just tune in. I'm going to get to a good point that's really going to help you. They instead of actually getting in there so they can surrender to the process, they step away from it. See the fringe? I'm in a place with a leather fringe. Instead of stepping away from the process, the surrender is about being able to step into it. And part of this is you start to know, like, you're clear again, what is it that you want? And remember that your ability to answer that question is an act of self-love. To say, you know what? I want this. I don't care what other people think. And the reason I say that is not to be like, boom, 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 I'm going to go through the world and just hurt everybody. It's because the reason we don't allow ourselves to ask for what we want is because we have made some meaning about it. We have some judgment around it. We were trained as kids, and I'm not saying, not just, this is the conditioning, right? To suppress ourselves, to repress the things that we want in life, the things that excite us, the things that give us passion. So when you start to clarify what that is, you name it to claim it, like I said in the first week of this month, and then you start to understand what is the process. How am I gonna? We talked about that in the second week of this month. Go back and watch those things if you didn't watch them. So then the how, you step into the next thing. And the surrender is that you continue to step into the next thing. You do the work required and realize that it's a gift that you are giving to yourself. When you invest the time and money and attention into your process and let it continue to move forward. And if you don't know me and you haven't heard me say this story, this is something I learned in my 20s, because my goal was I wanted to dance, and I wanted to dance without injury. So that was at the forefront. And, at that time, I didn't become a convoluted thing for me. Dance without injury. That's, you don't get a lot of, not every, like, there wasn't a lot of conditioning. It wasn't like, I want to make $1 million. That wasn't in my awareness at that time. It was, I want to dance without injury. And I started to learn, like, the desires came through. I wanted to have a weekly Alexander technique lesson. I wanted to go to weekly talk therapy. I wanted to have a weekly voice lesson. And I'm about 24 at this time. And all of these things were paid out of pocket for me as a dancer in New York. So that was a couple $100s a week. How was I going to afford it? I didn't know, but I just knew I wanted it. And I had someone, my therapist at the time, who said, you can do this. And, I like found my way to do it. At that time, it was like, let me cut expenses. But the thing I was doing actually was becoming aware of where I was putting my time and energy. So it was very active. I surrendered to that desire to want to dance without injury, to want to be able to get on a stage and sing, to want to feel empowered in my body, to be able to have someone that I could talk to every week as I was processing things at that time, in talk therapy. And her belief, my therapist at the time, Eleanor, I don't even know if Eleanor's alive anymore. Eleanor just said you can. And surrender to that belief, right? So many of us learn to surrender to how you can't, that it's not possible. What if you surrender to how you can? I'm going to do this. And then you just take the next step and the next step. And the reason this is related to self-love is because it's in relationship to something that you want. You know the why behind it. You know that it's related to your growth, your expansion. And you stop tolerating a life where you don't have that. Because when you tolerate that, guess what? You're reaffirming that you're not worth it. So it was a gift for me to learn that in my 20s, that I was worth it. Actually, at that time, I'll be honest, I think it was more like in service of the desire. And I don't think I connected it at that time to my own self-worth. I'm pretty, I was able to do it. And so in a month, I had the money. It was just like, I formed whatever habits I needed, and I started to do this every week. Alexander technique, voice lesson, talk therapy. And I've gone on to bigger ways of doing that, working with the most incredible coach I know. 2 of them, they work together. They're so great. Working with other people on different things. When I want to bring in a healing practitioner or do some other kind of work, like, it's not about can I do this? It's about, do I want to do this? And then, for you decide, I want this. And I said decide, it's a decision. That's the transformational moment when you decide. And then you decide again, okay, what do I need to do? Who do I need to be to keep this decision moving forward? So a lot of people, it's that self-love will pop in and just like put the blinders on. It will put the blinders on to keep you from moving towards it. But it's about, I want this. I believe I'm worthy of it. I'll say it for you. You want this. You believe you're worthy of it, and you commit. And you do what is necessary. Who can I bring in to help me? What can I read? What can I study? What do I need to eat today, even? Because you believe you're worth it. And it doesn't come instantly. It is a practice. It is a lifelong practice. So if this is something you're interested in, and I imagine you are if you got to this point in the video, make sure you stay tuned, because I'm going to be making a great announcement about self-love coming up soon. Sign up for my email newsletter, and you do that by going to Realign Towards Your Dreams. Go onto my website. The pop-up will pop up. You sign up there, you get an audio. And if you do know that you want to do some work with me, get in touch with me. Send me a DM. Send an email to us, and we'll help you out. Because I know one of my desires that lights me up is being able to see people step into that truth. I've been teaching for over 25, well, I don't know, God, I started teaching before I was a teenager, I think. And it just moves me every time. It's so exciting to see more and more people, and that is you, opening up into the love for yourself that then allows you to have the work that you want, to have the time that you want, to have the money that you want, to have the relationships you want. It is a beautiful, beautiful process. And whatever you're doing now, even just watching this video, serious applause. Serious applause. So go to michelleboulay.com, sign up for that. Leave a heart if this helps you, a like, share, comment, all of those things. Send it to someone you love. But remember, it's about learning how to love yourself first, and then that becomes contagious. That spreads in a really beautiful way. Have an awesome day, and I will see you next week, if not sooner. Bye.